Good morning, all. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
But I can hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in the last class, I think we have a homework. Did you complete it? Vector multiplication. You want to find out the cross product. All of you, please switch on your videos. Okay. Those who are facing any kind of network issues, not problem. Others are, please switch on your videos. So this is our question. Vector A is 3 I cap plus 5 J cap minus 7 K cap. Vector B is equal to 4 I cap minus 6 J cap plus 8 K cap. Okay, so what's the answer? Mary Angelina. Here we want to find out vector A cross vector B. Final answer. I think her network connection is not stable. Okay, then Jewel.
Ma'am, negative 2y plus 4j plus 38k.
4J plus 38K. Is it right? Negative 2I plus 4J plus 38K, right? What about
Sure.
others? Yes, Jewel.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it is your answer? Minus 2I cap plus 4J cap plus 38K cap, right?
Yes.
Okay, what about others? Does the answer is right or wrong? Did you complete the homework or not? Malavika Prabil, what about your answer?
Ma'am, I got negative 2I cap
Okay,
minus 44J cap minus 38K cap.
minus 44J cap minus 38.
38K cap.
Okay. Okay, anyway, we can do this in our class. So here, vector A cross vector B. Vector A cross vector B equal to I cap, J cap, K cap. 3, 5, minus 7, 4, minus 6, 8. I, J, K, 3, 5, negative 7, 4, negative 6, 8. Then vector A cross vector B is equal to I into, exclude the first row and first column, then 5 into 8, 40, minus 42. So it becomes vector A cross B. Vector A cross B is equal to I into 40 minus 42. Is it minus 42 or plus 42?
Plus 42.
Plus 42. 8 into 5, 40 minus 6 into minus 7 becomes plus 42. Okay. So plus 42. So 40 minus 42 minus j into exclude the first row and second column. Then we have 3 into 8, 24 minus 28. So it becomes 3 into 8 is 24 minus 4 into minus 7. 4 into minus 7 becomes
Minus 20.
minus 28. Okay. Plus K cap into, avoid the first row and third column. So we have 3 into minus 6. It is minus 18 minus 5 into 4 is 20. Okay. So vector A cross vector B is equal to I into 40 minus 42 is I into minus 2 minus j into 24 minus minus 28. So it becomes plus. 24 plus 28 becomes
52.
24 plus 28, 52, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Minus j into 52 plus k cap into minus 18 minus 20. That is minus 38. The answer is minus 2 I cap minus 52 j cap minus 38 k cap. Is it right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the answer is minus 2 I cap minus 52 j cap minus 38 k cap. All right. Can I rub this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now today we are going to do some numericals regarding with that of this vector multiplication, including both cross product and dot product. So now you can copy down the question and we can do it here. Let vector A is equal to I cap plus j cap plus k cap, and vector B is equal to minus 2 I cap minus 2 j cap minus 2 k cap. Then find the angle between these two vectors. Vector A is equal to I cap plus j cap plus k cap, and vector B is equal to minus 2 I cap minus 2 j cap and minus 2 k cap. Then find the angle between these two vectors. Which vector multiplication we can use to here in order to find out the angle between the two vectors? Is it cross product or dot product? Yes. Which vector multiplication we can use here? Any guess? Is it cross product? I need your answers in this chat box. It's not clear. The voice is breaking. Is it dot product or cross product?
Dot product.
It is dot product. Here we cannot use the cross product. Why we are not using the cross product here? Because the cross product is also known as vector product, right? Vector product. That is, if we take the cross product of the two vectors, its resultant is also a vector quantity. But here we want to find the angle. What do you mean by angle? Does it is a scalar or vector? It's a scalar. Okay, so here we need to find out the dot product. So you must keep this point in your mind. In order to find out an angle between the two vectors, the best suitable method is to find the dot product of the two vectors. So dot product. So if you take the dot product of two vectors, its resultant should be a scalar. The product or the answer will be obtained in terms of scalar. So the best method that we can use to here find the dot product. So according to dot product, we know that vector A dot vector B. Vector A dot vector B is equal to general equation. Unmute and say. Anyone? AB?
Cos theta.
Very good. AB cos theta. And here we know that theta is the angle between the two vectors, vector A and vector B. So by rearranging this equation, we can find the angle between these vectors. That is, from this equation, vector A dot vector B, we have AB cos theta, which implies cos theta is equal to rearrange the equation and form an equation for calculating cos theta. Cos theta is equal to
Vector A dot vector B by AB.
very good. Vector A dot vector B divided by AB. Okay. So here we want to calculate vector A dot vector B and AB. What is this A and B represents? A and B. You know the answer. Then why are you hesitant? Unmute and say. What is A? A is? Yeah, it is the magnitude of vector A. Magnitude of vector A. Okay. Magnitude of vector A. Similarly, B is the magnitude of vector B. So we can find the cos theta by using this equation. Vector A dot vector B divided by AB. So first find the numerator, vector A dot B. Here vector A is given, vector B is given, then find the vector A dot B. Vector A is equal to I cap plus J cap plus K cap. Vector B is equal to minus 2 I cap, minus 2 J cap, minus 2 K cap. Therefore, vector A dot vector B. What is the general equation for calculating vector A dot vector B? AX BX I cap, AY BY I cap, AZ BZ K cap. Dot product is very simple as compared to that of the cross product. Here we don't need to use the determinant method and all. That is, the I cap, J cap, K cap means 1 I cap, 1 J cap, 1 K cap. So vector A dot vector B becomes this is the general equation plus A by B by J cap plus AZ KZ, sorry, AZ BZ K cap. So AX BX means 1 into minus 2. 1 into minus 2?
Minus.
Yeah, minus 2. And here vector, unit vector I cap in dot unit vector I cap, that is equal to 1. So minus 2 into 1, minus 2. Plus again 1 dot minus 2. 1 into minus 2. Here also we get minus 2. Plus 1 into minus 2. Again minus 2. So minus 2, minus 2, minus 2. What is vector A dot vector B?
Minus 6.
Minus 6. Any unit vector component present along with this? No, it's a dot product. Okay, dot product is also known as scalar product. Only the magnitude will be there, no direction. So minus 6 is the dot product of vector A dot vector B. So the numerator part is okay. Now we want to find out the denominator. In denominator we have AB, where A represents magnitude of vector A and B represents magnitude of vector B. Okay, what is the equation for calculating the magnitude of a vector? How we can find out the magnitude?
Root ax square plus ay square.
Yes, very good. Magnitude of a vector, that is, if we have found out magnitude of vector A, the general equation is square root of ax square plus ay square plus az square. If it is in 3 dimension, we have to consider the az also. So the equation become root of ax square plus ay square plus az square. That is equal to root of. Here we have ax, the component along the x direction is 1 square, plus component along the y direction is 1 square, plus component along the z direction is 1 square. That is equal to root of 1 plus 1 plus 1. That is equal to root 3. So magnitude of vector A is equal to root 3. Magnitude of vector A is root 3. Similarly, find out the magnitude of vector B. Magnitude of vector B. Magnitude of vector B is equal to root of bx square plus by square plus bz square. That is, magnitude of vector B is equal to square root of the component along the x direction in vector B is minus 2 the whole square plus minus 2 the whole square plus minus 2 the whole square. That is equal to root of 4 plus 4 plus 4. Four plus 4 plus 4. That is equal to
Root 12.
root 12. So here we get the magnitude of vector B is equal to root of 4 plus 4 plus 4, that is equal to root 12. Again, we can split this root 12. That is equal to, yes, root 4 into 3. So it becomes, what is, root 4 is 2. So it is 2 root 3. So magnitude of vector B is 2 root 3. Magnitude of vector A is root 3. Now we can substitute it into the equation in order to find out the angle between the two vectors. So here the numerator part is okay and the denominator part is also okay. Then angle between the two vectors is given by the equation cos theta. Cos theta is equal to vector A dot vector B divided by AB. What is vector A dot vector B? Vector A dot vector, yes, it is minus 6 divided by magnitude of vector A, root 3. Magnitude of vector B, 2 root 3. That is equal to minus 6 divided by root 3 into root 3.
3.
3. So 3 into 2. That is equal to minus 6 divided by 6. That is equal to minus 1. Okay. So here cos theta is equal to minus 1. Which implies theta is equal to
180.
theta is equal to cos inverse minus 1. Cos inverse minus 1. Yeah, it's right. 180. Cos theta is equal to minus 1 is obtained when theta is equal to 180 degree. So cos inverse minus 1 is equal to 180. So what is the angle between the two vectors, vector A and vector B?
80.
It is 180 degree. Is it clear?
Yes.
So if you have a question to find out the angle between two vectors, the best method you just use the dot product. and try to arrange the equation of dot product, because we have the equation vector A dot vector B is equal to AB cos theta. From that, cos theta is equal to vector A dot vector B divided by AB. Why we are using this dot product instead of cross product? Because we know that angle is a scalar quantity. So dot product is something that is associated with the scalar product. That is why we call the dot product as a scalar product. When we take the dot product of the two vectors, the resultant also will be a scalar. All right. Now the next question. If vector A is perpendicular to vector B, then what is the value of vector A dot vector B? If vector A is perpendicular to vector B, then what is the value of vector A dot vector B? If you attend, yes, very good. Who said that answer? Okay, Sabrinath. Very good. Why? Why vector A dot vector B is equal to 0? Yesterday we say the reason. In the previous class, we study the characteristics of dot product. If the dot product of two vectors are equal to 0, then we can say that two vectors are perpendicular to each other. Okay. So here you don't need to do any kind of calculation. Vector A is perpendicular to vector B, then we can say vector A dot vector B is equal to 0. So the first answer is 0. Now the next question, find the angle between the force F is equal to 3I cap plus 4J cap minus 5K cap, and displacement D is equal to 5I cap plus 4J cap plus 3K cap. Find the angle between the two vectors. Here the two vectors are, one is vector F and other is vector D, force and displacement vectors. Find the angle between them. Try to correlate this question with that of the one that we are discussed in the previous case. Which equation we can use here in order to find the angle between them?
Dot product.
Yes, it is the dot product. So here vector F dot vector D is equal to, instead of here vector A and vector B, here we have two vectors, two another vectors, vector F and vector D. The dot product of these two vectors is given by the formula vector F dot vector D is equal to FD cos theta, which implies, rearrange the equation, cos theta is equal to vector F dot vector D divided by FD, where this FD represents magnitude of force vector and that of the displacement vector respectively. So here vector F is given, vector D is given, find their dot product, magnitude of F and D separately, and substitute in the equation. The answer of vector F dot vector D. Rahul, are you here? Did you get the answer? Vector F dot vector D.
I'm doing.
Okay. Dot product is very simple. You just multiply the components of x, y, and z of force and displacement vectors respectively. Is it complete, Rahul? Fahis, did you get the answer? F dot D. Abhinav, what's the value of vector S?
I'm 46.
Is it 46? Is it right? What about others? Tushar, what about your value? Yes. Tushar. Jodi. All of them are remaining silent. Eva,
Ma'am, I got 16.
16. Is there any other value? So here we have two answers. One is 46, other is 16. Irene, what about you? Anjana Sunil, your answer? Okay, anyway, we can find out here. Vector F dot vector D. 15I, so I dot I become 1. So 15 plus 16 minus 15. So plus 15 minus 15 cancel. So the answer is 16. The dot product of these two vectors are equal to 16. Okay, now find the magnitude of vector F and vector D. So the dot product of these two, vector F dot vector D is equal to 16. Right. Those who get the 46, correct it. Magnitude of vector F, that is equal to square root of 3 square plus 4 square plus minus 5 square. That is equal to square root of 9 plus 16 plus 25. That is equal to
root 50.
root 50. Right. Similarly, we can find magnitude of displacement vector, vector D is equal to square root of 5 square plus 4 square plus 3 square. That is equal to root of 25 plus 16 plus 9. Again the same. It is also equal to root 50, right? So here the magnitude of the two vectors. Vector F is root 50, Similarly, vector D is also root 50. Okay, now we can substitute it in the equation. That is cos theta. Cos theta is equal to vector F dot vector D divided by FD. What is vector F dot vector D? 16. 16 divided by magnitude of force is 50. Magnitude of displacement vector is also root 50. So it becomes 16 divided by 50. So here cos theta is equal to 16 by 50, which implies theta is equal to cos inverse 16 by 50. Cos inverse 16 by 50. Or you can simplify it into smaller terms. It becomes 16 by 50 is equal to 8 by 25, right? 16 by 50 is equal to 8 by 25. So we can write cos theta. Cos theta is equal to 8 by 25, which implies theta is equal to cos inverse 8 by 25. Cos inverse 8 by 25. If you have the permission to use the class table, you can use and find the answer. Otherwise, if you find up to here, you will get the marks. Cos inverse 8 by 25. Theta is equal to cos inverse 8 by 25. I think you don't have the permission to use the calculator in exam halls, right?
Yes.
Okay. So theta is equal to cos inverse 8 by 25. Actually, the decimal value is something like this, 71.33. Okay. If you write theta is equal to cos inverse 8 by 25, no problem, you will get the marks. Or you can convert it into decimal, 71.33 is the answer. Can we move to the next question? Under what condition the equality vector A cross vector B is equal to vector A dot vector B hold good? Under what condition the equality vector A cross vector B equal to vector A dot vector B hold good? What is the condition for this equality? We can say vector A cross vector B is equal to vector A dot vector B.
Theta is 90 degrees.
Theta is equal to 90 degrees. If theta is equal to 90 degrees, sine 91, what about cos 90?
45 degrees.
Yeah, it's 45 degrees, right? Because we know that vector A cross vector B, vector A cross vector B is equal to vector A dot vector B. Okay. And what is the equation for solving vector A cross B? It is AB sine theta. Similarly, vector A dot vector B is equal to AB cos theta. So here in both sides, LHS and RHS, we have AB. We can cancel it. So it becomes sine theta is equal to cos theta. Sine theta will be equal to cos theta only at one angle. That is theta is equal to 45 degree. Theta is equal to 45 degree. What is sine 45? Trigonometric value of sine 45.
By root 2.
Yes.
1 by root 2.
Yeah. Sine 45 is 1 by root 2. What about cos 45?
1 by root 2.
1 by root 2. If it is 90 degrees, sine 90 is equal to 1, but cos 90 is equal to 0. So the correct answer is theta is equal to 45 degree. So this is the condition at which we can say vector A cross vector B is equal to vector A dot vector B. Theta is equal to 45 degree. Is the right answer. Okay, we have one more question. Two forces 5 Newton and 7 Newton are acting at a point. The angle between them is 60. Find the resultant force. We have two force vectors are the F1 and F2. But here their vector components are not given. Their magnitudes are given. Vector F1 with a magnitude is equal to 5 Newton and vector F2 is equal to 7 Newton. Two forces are there with the magnitude 5 Newton and 7 Newton respectively. Angle between them, angle theta between them is equal to 60 degree. Then find the resultant force. What is the equation for calculating the resultant vector? Try to recollect the equation that we are already discussed in our previous session. Equation for calculating the resultant vector.
Root A square plus B square plus 2B cos theta.
Okay. Resultant vector R is equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. This is the equation for calculating the resultant vector. So here we have to calculate the resultant force. So instead of writing R, we can write F. Vector F is equal to root of. We have two vectors, F1 and F2. Magnitude of the two vectors. So F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 cos theta. This is the general equation for calculating the resultant vector. Vector R is equal to root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. But instead of A and B, here we have two other vectors of force, F1 and F2. Their magnitude is given. So the resultant force, vector F is equal to root of square of the magnitude of the two vectors, that is F1 square plus F2 square plus 2 F1 F2 cos theta. So here we can directly substitute the values. F1 is given 5 Newton, F2 is equal to 7 Newton. So the resultant force F is equal to square root of 5 square plus 7 square plus 2 into 5 into 7 into cos 60. That is equal to root of 25 plus 49 plus 2 into 5 into 7. But what is the value of cos 60?
1 by 2.
1 by 2. Trigonometric value of cos 60. Cos 60 degrees equal to 1 by 2. So instead of cos 60, we can write 1 by 2. So here 7 into 5 is 35 into 2, 70. So, or we can cut this 2 and 2, it becomes resultant force vector F is equal to root of 25 plus 49 plus 35. It is root of 74 plus 35. What's the answer?
Root 109.
Root of 109. This is the final answer. The resultant force F vector F is equal to root of 109. Okay. Okay, children. So with this, we can wind up the session. Now it is almost 11:50. Now let me take your attention.